All right. Ah, man. What up, what up, what up? Happy 4th. Happy 4th, everybody. Hopefully today you can enjoy some good barbecue. I got some coffee here. But yeah, luckily I was able to escape my my corporate masters today. Got off early. Escaped the capitalist system early today. So yeah, I was like, you know what? Why don't just chill out? Start up the stream. And go over a little bit of news and then, you know, do what I usually do, which is just duel. But yeah, it's been a while since I had a normal stream like this. It's been a long time, but you know, got a bit of energy today. You know, I'm feeling pretty good. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's like raining outside, but I was like, you know, I should open my blinds. Get like a little sunlight in here. Can't have it like a dungeon in my room. But you know what? I did some test streaming the other day. Not the other day. It was like last week. See if I could get my stream working on YouTube. Got that working, so you know, that's something that's different with the stream. You know, I got it in 2 places. So I should be live on YouTube right now, and I should also be live on Twitch. So that's something that's happening. At least I hope so. Let me click this. Okay, good. It's working. But yeah, let me switch scenes real quick. I have OBS in the wrong spot. Okay, actually, I need to do a little something real quick. Let me pop out my chat. Let me pop out this. I won't worry about this information. And then let me pop out the YouTube chat just in case. And then let me get this nice and tidy so I can see everything. So I'll just have YouTube right here. I'll have this right here. And then I'll have this. Actually, I want to swap these two. I probably should have finished this earlier. But it'll be okay. Alright, there you go. That looks nice. And then let me just swing this over. Alright, so let's just swing over. Turn the music down a little bit so I can talk. But yeah, so we're just chilling. We're just chilling right now. I have just a few articles I just want to talk about, honestly. Because I want to do something like a little bit more with my stream, you know. I want to talk a little bit before I actually like get into gaming, you know. Because I don't want to just be stuck forever just playing MasterDuel, and then MasterDuel being the only thing that I do, you know. I want to like, I guess, increase my speaking skills a little bit by, you know, reading a little bit and then also talking about other things, as well as like, you know, giving my opinion and everything. But first bit of news. I don't know how I feel about this, honestly. Oh wait, why is there like 3 audio bars? So the audio is probably like doubling, tripling up. There you go. Actually, That should be good. All right. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that all the audio bars were turned on, so it was just like probably like tripling that, and it was probably extremely loud because one of them just looks like really loud. But anyway, interesting news for people who like The Last of Us. For me personally, I was almost like, I don't know how I feel about this. I was cheering at first. I was like, "Oh, let's fucking go!" And then I read more of what was happening, and then I realized what actually happened. So Neil Druckmann, he's the head of Naughty Dog. He's actually stepping away from the show. And why that's like super crazy is basically that like Naughty Dog, they've been working on The Last of Us for like, holy shit, like a decade. Sorry, I don't know why that decided to just go over there. I appreciate that. Thanks for bouncing to the wrong stream or screen. But honestly, how long has the law? Let me Google that real quick. How long, bruh? Hold on, let me bring this over here. How long? Hold on. Actually, it'd be better. Naughty Dog releases. What have they been working on? Because it feels like they've only been working on The Last of Us for like a decade. But that might be wrong. They might have been had Uncharted in there for like a little bit. It just feels like a decade of like The Last of Us. So the original Last of Us came out in 2013. 2013. Jesus Christ. So that has been a decade. I mean, in between that, they released Uncharted 4. I wish there was just like a list. I can't find like a list anywhere. Okay. Oh wait, actually this is a list, so let me scroll down for a bit. I'll put this on the other screen, sorry. I just realized that I could do this on the other screen. But okay, so they released, this is probably a remaster. Oh yeah, The Last of Us Part 1, which is the remaster, which was 2 years ago. They're working on their new game, Heretic Prophecy until Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Like, insane name, by the way. Oh, The Last of Us Part 2 came out in 2020. Uncharted came out in 2017, or at least, oh, that's the DLC. Holy shit. Okay, when did Uncharted 4 come out? Oh god, I almost spit out my drink. 2016. So Uncharted 4 came out like 9 years ago. The DLC for The Last of Us. Yeah. Oh my god, when did Uncharted 1 come out? 2007? And then Jack X in 2005. Alright, sorry. I've been trying to get like a coherent thought. I've been trying to get a coherent thought, but I've been a Naughty Dog fan for like the longest time. You know, I started off playing Jack 2 here. 2003 was when it came out. I think I played this like a little bit later. Because my disc is red. I don't have a black label for Jack 2. And then even sooner than that, Jack 1 came out. But this is a series that got me into you know, Naughty Dog, and they also had Crash Bandicoot, Team Racing. You know, I played this game. I think I might have a copy of it somewhere actually. And then like the classic Crash games that came out in the 90s. Yeah, Naughty Dog has been you know, pretty classic for me, especially with their PlayStation games. And ever since, you know, 2007, when it comes to Naughty Dog, it just felt like they've been making the same goddamn over the shoulder third person shooter for a fucking decade. Days are gone where they made, you know, the platformers of Crash Bandicoot and fucking racers like you know, Crash Team Racing and Jack X, you know. My point is, like, back then those games were like really creative and how they like had the games and everything. But don't get me wrong, like I like Uncharted. Like I really like the aesthetic of the first game. I played a lot of the second game. Like I got a platinum trophy for that one, like way back in the day. And I played a bunch of the multiplayer. I played a little bit of the multiplayer of Uncharted 3, and then I got that game a little bit later. I had actually pre-ordered it from GameStop when it came out, and then I just never, like, you know, paid it in full and picked it up, which is really funny. But yeah, and then I played The Last of Us like a little bit later than that, and I actually enjoyed the game. I thought the story was really compelling, but like by this time I was already getting like kind of burnt out of like the third person shooter, you know, movie type game, which is like their bread and butter and everything. And so I never played the DLC for it of the original Last of Us. And then I never well, I played this a little bit later, but I never played part 2 of The Last of Us. And I didn't play like Uncharted 4 until like way later, and I thought it was like decent, okay, you know. But I don't know, it felt like something was missing. Maybe at this point I was like completely burnt out and I just couldn't do it anymore. So everything after this in 2016, like I kind of just checked out. But anyway, with all that being said, you know, back to the story with, like, you know, Neil Druckmann leaving the HBO series. Basically the way that Naughty Dog has been going, they've been like really focused on turning their games into like movies, you know, and making them more grittier and more realistic. And to the point where they actually did it. Like they actually now have their own TV show of a game, you know, that they've made, and they've been trying to push games into that direction for a very long time. He won. You know, The Last of Us is now a TV show. It's not a movie. It hasn't hit movie status yet. Will it make a really great movie? I think so. I think the first game would make a really good movie. And I'm not surprised that the first season of the TV show actually did pretty well, which I have yet to watch, you know. But I've heard it was really good, and I'd be interested in watching it. But I don't know. It's just really annoying. It's just really irritating that he's finally won, and then what has happened with the second season from my perspective, because I personally haven't watched it, but like, okay, let me go back a little bit, because I'm, like I said, I'm horrible at speaking. I'm trying to like get my thoughts together, get better at like getting across what I'm thinking and everything. But what I'm trying to say is the reason why like I care about this is because Naughty Dog for the longest has not made anything but third-person shooters since all the way back when Jackass came out in 2005, and then it's just been Uncharted and The Last of Us, and mostly The Last of Us, because from the first release of The Last of Us of 2013, they've literally just made DLC and this remakes and remasters and remakes and remasters, and now they have the HBO series. Like, I am The Last of Us out, so I'm happy they're doing something new-ish with the Heretic Prophet. Sorry, that name is just ridiculous. Maybe I should just call it Intergalactic. So I'm happy they're at least moving on to a new IP. I'm a little bit sad that, you know, they took out like all the fun of their games, you know. I mean, at least Uncharted was like a little bit less serious and a little bit more lighthearted, sort of like a video game version of Indiana Jones. But I kind of miss the classic art style of the PS2 games of like Jak and Daxter and Crash Bandicoot. But apparently, you know, it's not worth like whining too much about it, because the studio's different now. You know, it's been almost a decade. Neil Druckmann has basically ran out of all the OGs and everybody who's been working at Naughty Dog out of the studio, who I guess haven't fallen in line, you know, like Amy Hennig, which I'm really pissed about that. But anyway, we'll see. It seems like he's stepping away, at least I think, because it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because I think they split up the second game, like The Last of Us Part 2, into like 2 seasons in HBO. And I think they're starting to kind of like run out of ideas. You know what I mean? And it's starting to probably get a little bit messy. And he's probably like, you know what? Whatever. People as an audience, the audience seems to not like what I'm doing. You know, I'm probably like butting heads trying to get this series to work. So I'm probably just going to go back into like, you know, the games division and then work on Intergalactic instead. So we'll see where this goes. Personally, I'm just pissed that we're never getting Jack 4 or a remaster, and that the days are gone where like Naughty Dog's creative gaming is just gone. Like, I don't know. If Intergalactic is another like over the shoulder third person shooter, I'm literally gonna lose my mind. Okay, but I'll move on to the next aisle. I'll move on to the next article. All right. So next up, I got Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox. Awesome. I think this one's kind of interesting because I haven't talked about this in like forever, but I think it's kind of interesting how the console wars is kind of just over, you know, because at least in this case, Helldivers was a PlayStation exclusive, but not really, because it also released on PC, but that's, I don't know, it's kind of weird, you know? It's like the companies have noticed the massive size of the PC audience, you know? And so now they're trying to get a piece of that pie. But what also happened with like, you know, crossplay between different games like Fortnite and shit, I don't know any other game. I'm gonna be honest, I don't. But there's plenty of games with crossplay through like different platforms. It's just interesting to see that like companies are now just putting all their games on PC. Actually, to put it even a step forward, I think Xbox games are starting to release on PlayStation, which is super insane. And from what I heard, that PlayStation like users, they're actually buying them up. So like, it's kind of weird that I don't know. I've been gaming for like a long time, you know. I've always been like team PlayStation because I've always had PlayStation hardware throughout my life. I also had some Nintendo stuff as well. Like, I don't know, I skipped out on their consoles, but like I always had like Nintendo handhelds. You know, like I had a Game Boy SP, the flip one with the light, bro. That shit was lit. Had a Game Boy Color back in the day. And then I had a normal DS. I still have my 3DS. I have my 3DS XL. And then my friend's wife gave me her Switch. So now I just have a Switch. We won't talk about how it kind of just turned into a paperweight. And I don't even know where it is right now. But yeah, man. The console wars is literally over. But this is really cool in terms of Helldivers 2. It's been a while since I played this game. It's kind of weird how the game has sort of like a meta game inside of it, where like basically the Helldivers and you know, who they're fighting against, whether that be like the Illuminant or the shit, I forgot the name of the factions. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Terminids. Ah, man, what's the last one? The robots. Ah, fuck. Can I remember? Oh, the automatons. Yeah. And the automatons, they all fight over territory over this like map and everything. And then there's like objectives of like taking over this, you know, part of the map and everything. And then I don't know, there's been some instances where like, I'm trying to remember because it's been so long ago since I played this game. But like, it felt like there was a back and forth where like the Helldivers would take some territory, and then like the automatons would like be encroaching towards Super Earth, which is in the middle of this like galactic map thing. And it's basically, it feels like a bigger war, you know what I mean? But I don't know, the Helldivers, they're getting some backup. Hopefully crossplay will be enabled. I should probably read this article real quick to see if it has crossplay with the other platforms. But it's really cool that like a game with like such a huge community is now growing even bigger with you know, an entirely new platform being able to purchase and join in the game. And then Helldivers has like a lot of controversy in terms of like I guess the one that I want to bring up is that like Sony put like region restrictions on the game, so certain regions weren't able to play the game anymore, which was just insane. I was like, do you guys hate money? But I forgot exactly the reason why they even did that, but I don't know, they resent that, you know. The game's still getting like a lot of updates. I'm probably gonna hop on like eventually. I'm just kind of mad that I missed the Killzone collaboration. I hate myself for that. I hate that I missed that because I played a lot of Killzone 2 back in the day, and I played like a little bit of Killzone. Well, I finished the story in Killzone, but I didn't play that much of the multiplayer, and I didn't really like Shadowfall. But anyway, I like Killzone overall is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, I hate that I missed that collaboration, but besides that, I might hop on because there's like a ton of new content. But yeah, if you have an Xbox Series X or an S, you know, Helldivers 2 is coming out on the platform on the 26th of this year, so hopefully we're all not broke by then by getting absolutely destroyed by this recession. Jesus Christ. But yeah, if you can afford it and you have an Xbox, you know, you just want to escape your life, just hop on Helldivers and fight for democracy. All right, in other news, Marvel Rivals, another game that I've been playing a lot of. I'm currently taking a break right now. I haven't played any of the second half of this season. I've been easily just, you know, been grinding up to Grandmaster every season, and then I kind of just stop usually. I did it both of season 2. Both half of season 2 I played in Grandmaster, and then like season 1 I think I got Plat, and then I think I grinded it into Plat. No, not Plat. No, I grinded in the Diamond season. Wait, where was that? Season 0. Sorry, I can't even remember, man. What even happened? All right, give me a sec. Yeah, I think season 1 and season 2 I climbed to GM, and then in season 1 I climbed to Plat and Diamond. But nevertheless, I've been playing a lot of this game. I'm actually going to go into this article because this goes over all the stuff that's supposed to be added into the game in the patch notes for the next season that's coming up soon. I don't know if this will get me back into the game. It's been getting a little bit toxic. I've put in like a ton of hours, so I might need like a break from it, but you know, you're getting Blade and we're getting a Phoenix, so that's cool. I don't know much about Phoenix, but I really like Blade. Sorry, I had to down the last of that coffee. But I don't know. I might be excited. I might come up back to this, but let me just see what's changed in here. All right, so it looks like Emma Frost is getting a nerf, telepathic pulse. I think that's her ultimate. It's getting. Oh wait, no, this is her primary. Okay, my bad. So her primary damage at 99 energy form from 150 seconds to, oh my god, numbers. Hold on, let me try and comprehend what the heck I'm looking at with this first one. So her primary, the damage at 99 energy from, okay, so her primary damage at 99% is getting lowered, and then it's also getting lowered at 100%. Okay, super weird. Super weird that are both separate values, but okay. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You know, it's not that hard to aim, and then the distance isn't too bad as well. And then her diamond form is getting a damage reduction to her damage reduction. She's taking more damage in her diamond form, 5%. That's pretty costly, actually. Dang, that's one of the reasons why I like going into that. And then her ultimate is getting a reduced energy cost, which is kind of insane. But I don't know what they did to her the last season, because she was a little bit too strong when she released, and then at the start of this season they had nerfed her. I don't know. I didn't think any of the vanguards would still be like kind of strong, you know, because of the flying meta, which this part of the article goes into with the thing. The thing was probably just useless, just fucking punching air on the ground. Well, Johnny Storm and normal Storm just blast him with Ultron as well. But he's getting a new ability so he can leap, and then he gains damage reduction. Wow. Leap targeting distance to 20 meters. That's a pretty big amount, honestly. Because I'm remembering where the lines were in the like practice lanes. It's actually pretty good distance. Then Stone Haymaker can now knock down flyers. Wow. Okay, I mean, at least he's not just stuck on the ground just punching air now. At least he can, you know, actually fight back. So that's actually pretty good. Ooh, Venom's also getting a buff. So his, I can't even, I don't play Venom, honestly, but his tether, it looks like it slows now. Okay, his slow effect is actually, wait, I don't even think that's his tether. Cellular corrosion? What the fuck? Okay. Oh, okay. So this is when he dives on people. I guess there's a slow, and then that actually gets increased. Okay, that makes sense. So it's going to be harder for people to get away from Venom when he actually dives on people. Okay, I knew this was coming. So Torch is getting nerfed again. A little bit of a damage reduction per projectile. I mean, if all of his projectiles get damage reduction, his overall damage is just going to be like a little bit lower. So I guess that makes sense. That might be pretty big. Reduce supernova activation shockwave damage. So his damage is getting nerfed on his ultimate, and then his dots are getting 10 seconds shorter. Okay. Damn. Okay, but his he's getting turned into an anchor, so he's getting a damage boost with that. Okay. Iron Man nerf, not surprised because it's been a flyer season. This is kind of why I just didn't play this season. Just super annoying, just looking up trying to hit these flyers. I think Iron Man's even more obnoxious than Torch, at least in my opinion. Like, a good Torch can just absolutely annihilate your team, but a really good Iron Man just lasers your entire team and then flies away. It's just, I don't know, all of it's just obnoxious. So I don't know, I'm just glad I didn't play this half of the season. Jesus Christ. Okay, Fantastic is actually getting a nerf as well. So his inflated state, ooh, a cut of 150. Oh wait, no, that's just 50. My bad. I mean, that's still pretty insane. I don't know. Back when I was playing, Mr. Fantastic was always just like extremely tanky. It's like he would never die unless, you know, someone was just playing him properly. I don't know. I haven't been playing this season, so I don't know. I feel like he can do something to flyers because he can grab them, and then I think he can pull himself to them as well. So it's kind of interesting why they actually decided to nerf him. Namor's getting a buff. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I thought Namor was already strong, and now he's getting even stronger, bro. I don't know what they were thinking with this one. Oh jeez. Like his primary fire is getting a speed increase and a damage increase. Oy vey, bro. Oh Dios mío. Was he really not doing anything? Like, this half of the season, is he really not doing that much? Jesus. Okay, and his ultimate is gonna be faster as well. Oh, it's gonna be even harder to get out. I don't know. I feel like if you're on the edge, like you're safe, but like if you're dead in the middle, like you're gone, bro. So I can't believe this is actually speeding up. Okay, it looks like Wanda's also getting a buff. Slow rate during reality erasure. Oh, thank God, dude. I think her kit actually isn't like the worst thing ever. It's the fact that her ult kind of just, you're just a sitting duck. Like you just die. Like you're done. You press Q, everybody looks at you. You either get stunned or you get shot to death. So I don't know. I'm glad her she's gonna be a little bit faster when she presses Q. She does more damage, but she already just obliterates everything. I don't know about that. Charge period from 35% to 25%. Interesting. I don't know what that means. I guess when she presses Q. No. I don't know what that means. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm taking that as like when she presses Q, she gets faster. Spider-Man is getting a buff. I think it's good. I think this is probably good. They probably went a little bit too hard on him. I think Spider-Man's like super annoying, but I think the main thing is that his punch is just super insane. Like the hitbox or the punch makes literally no sense. And then like, I don't know, the amount of damage he does with it takes out like half your health if you're playing another like DPS. And then it's the fact that he has two of them. And then it's the fact that he I don't know. And then his grapple, so like he shoots you with a web and then he grapples onto you. Like if you can't you can't cancel it. He cancels out of like abilities. So like let's say you're playing Wanda and you press shift. If you press it after like he locks onto you, he can still just he can still just like lock onto you and then hit you out of like your out of your shift. It's insane. But whatever, they're tweaking a lot of his numbers. They're just like, you know, they're just giving him more damage. From what I heard, he was like completely useless after, you know, what they did to him last season. So hopefully this helps him still be a little bit playable. You know, he's a staple hero in terms of like Marvel, and then like, you know, a lot of PlayStation players like playing him, so there's that. Good for him, I guess. Punisher, yeah, I'm not surprised. I think it's also a bad idea, maybe. Like, hear me out. It looks okay. Hold on, let me read the changes first. So they're reducing his turn projectile damage. I guess I didn't think it would be that big of a problem, honestly. And they're increasing his ultimate charge. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like his ultimate's that much of a problem either. I don't know. I assumed that Punisher would be really strong this part of the season because of all the flyers and his buffs. It seems like they didn't roll back anything they had did to him, but they're just changing different things about him. Mainly his turret and his ultimate, but like, I don't know, I feel like those are utilities. You know what I mean? I feel like mostly of what Punisher does best is just point and clicking with his assault rifle. And then occasionally, you know, when somebody gets in his face, like two-tapping somebody with a shotgun. But I don't know, I don't have too much of an opinion on the changes due to me not playing. I just think it's kind of interesting that they went for him, especially we don't know how the Flyers are going to be playing next season. So they're nerfing Bucky as well. Roster and damage fall off maximum from 40 meters from 60%. I'm not 100% sure what ability this is. Is that his primary or like his blast, his charge blast? I don't even know. You know what? I'm just gonna move on. I don't have anything to say about that. I've got literally nothing on that one. Okay. Oh wow, Wolverine is getting a nerf. I know he's getting the team up. I saw what they did, bro. The tanks are done. Tanks are finished, bro. Not only do the tanks have to deal with flyers that are now nerfed, which is good for them, except Storm. But you know, Storm's probably the worst flyer. Anyway. Now they're dealing with Wolverine with the Phoenix power up, which is just gonna absolutely shred their health. So good luck with that, boys. Good luck with that one. Invisible Woman's getting a buff. Orb projection, healing on launch from 40 to 45. Increased damage. So she's going to be dealing a little bit more damage with her primary, and then she's also going to be healing a little bit with her more primary, which is good. And then reduce when returning. I guess that's a happy medium. That's kind of a weird change, isn't it? I mean, I guess it's really good that like the initial hit is going to be healing more, and then the one coming back is just going to be a little bit lower. I think that just makes, you know, sense in terms of a logic standpoint. But I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing this season. I always thought she was like pretty solid overall. So, I mean, I guess since it's an overall buff, that's good for her. Loki's getting a ultimate nerf. Well, I mean, yeah, I think Loki's been pretty solid, like as a, damn it, like I don't know what the word is in terms of not Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm just gonna say the Yu-Gi-Oh term. I think he's a pretty solid like road pick. Honestly, can't really complain about this. I think he charges his ult like super duper fast, like insanely fast, so I can see why they did that. Even though he's you know, kind of niche. That's what it was. He is kind of a niche pick. Dang. I thought Mantis would probably need like a less of a damage fall off so she could help hit flyers, but apparently Healing Flower is being buffed, and then her ult charge is getting super nerfed with okay, I mean that's good. When it comes to the supports in their like ults, which all of them just being like, here's a circle and then you don't die. I mean, if it stops them from getting it like a little bit faster, even though I think the ult's just specifically Luna Frost, I think her ult needs to be shortened, but I don't know. I think this one's weird. I guess it's good that it's actually, I don't know, man. I feel like she's losing a little bit of her like combat medic capabilities and just turning into like a hardcore like just healer, like here's some heals sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm a little bit iffy on that change, but Ultron seeing some nerfs. kind of surprising. I don't know what's happening this season. I just know it's a flyer meta, and then Ultron's probably in the roster, you know. So I don't know. I guess people figured him out, and he's kind of strong, is what I'm assuming happened, which is why he's getting nerfed. But like when I was playing him, and then like when he first released, he just seemed kind of like underwhelming. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna need some more information to actually come to determine what actually happened. But I don't know. Like basically from my perspective, I can see how he got nerfed, him being a flyer, but like I'm still like, you know, remembering my experiences with him and like how he was at the beginning of the season. So it is kind of like weird seeing that like he's getting nerfed so soon. I don't know. If this is the case, I mean, it's good that he launched over, maybe not even overtuned, I guess strong. You know what I mean? I guess it's good that he released strong, and then like, you know, they can work their way up instead of just, you know, him actually being underwhelming on release and then slowly working their way up, I guess. And then this is just team ups, and then it's just only 2. Okay. All right. So that's it for Marvel Rivals. Season 3 is going to be starting soon. Those were the changes, at least with these. And then the first half of the season, we're getting Phoenix, and then the second half, we're getting Blade, which is kind of cool. All right. Next article, almost done. Almost done with the articles, but want to talk about this a little bit briefly. Battlefield 6, which is still on the way. You know, they've had a lot of they have like a private beta going on. You sign up on the website, and then the website didn't work. I doubt the game is probably even going to work on my old piece of hardware that I got. It's almost like a decade old. But this game's kind of interesting to me because like I have a long history with Battlefield. It's my favorite shooter in terms of like all of them. You know, there was a while where I was playing Apex, but that was just because their 2042 was really trash. You know, I played the heck out of Battlefield 4. I didn't really like 5. I thought 1 was good, but like not my cup of tea. So I don't know. I just didn't have a Battlefield to play for the longest time. So I'm just praying to the gods. I'm praying that Battlefield 6 is actually good, and we don't have another 2042 situation, which I'll get into a little bit later. But I don't know. It just feels like with Battlefield 6, this feels like DICE's last chance, you know? And it seems like they lost a lot of their developers to, you know, the studio that's working on the finals, which the finals is having a lot of success right now, while nobody's playing freaking 2042. Which, I mean, I get it. That game was just... Okay, I won't get into 2042. Anyway, with Battlefield 6, what I want to talk about is... this is kind of like old news, but the reason why like I'm talking about it is because something recently happened with Battlefield 6, but bringing it back, they have no idea what they're doing with the class system. They're doing the 2042 approach again, where there's like certain classes, and then like, I don't know, it's kind of like they have like certain abilities, but like in terms of the gadgets, like in the weapons, you can pretty much just do anything. So you can have like a sniper with a rocket launcher, and then like have ammo, you know, or you could heal and then have an SMG, and then like have a repair tool, like instead of it just being classic classes, which is what it should be, which is what people want. And it's just like really pissing me off. I'm like, ugh. Do you guys hate money? Do you guys hate money? I don't get it. I don't understand. It's not that hard. It literally is not that hard. With like, for example, a game that came out like a while ago that nobody's playing anymore, but like when it came out, it had like a ton of success, was BattleBit. It's basically just classic Battlefield, and it was funny. It was a funny game, you know, cute game. You play as like a little block army guy, and it's the same as Battlefield with like vehicles and, you know, capture the flag points, and it's just like weapon classes. You know, you play the medic, you do medic stuff. You play the engineer, you do engineer stuff. You play the sniper, you play, you know, you do sniper stuff. I mean, that game fell off pretty hard due to actually, I don't even know the precise reason why. I'm not even gonna lie. I think it had to do with like, you know, changes in the game, and then like them, I think, listening to bad suggestions from this community, from what I remember, or the other way around, where like they're just not listening to the community and implementing like horrible things. Anyway, at least on release, it just felt like classic Battlefield, and it was super fun. I put a ton of hours in that game, and they could just do that again, but with like a modern setting. Like, that's all they have to do. Just have the normal classes, have the classic just unlock system, you know. You can still monetize the game with like selling skins and stuff, but like going back and doing the 2042 approach of just like, oh yeah, there's like classes, but they're more like, we're gonna call them classes, but it's still like, you know, the sort of hero thing that we're doing with the last game. I don't know. It's just obnoxious. It's just super obnoxious. And the recent news that I heard is that they're making a battle royale mode again. Again, nobody wants to play fucking battle royale anymore. Like, leave that in the past of like, I don't even know, 2018 or whatever, 2020, whenever battle royales were big. Nobody wants to play that shit anymore. All the development time should be going into like modes that are not battle royale. It's just ridiculous. But I don't know, from the footage I've seen, the game looks okay. It looks pretty good. I don't even know why I'm complaining about this. I don't even think I'll be able to get a PC with everything that's going on in the world that can play the game, you know. I just hope they don't mess it up, and then that's it for Battlefield. Like, that would really suck. If they can just make the classic Battlefield experience and do it fucking right without adding any bullshit, it'll be successful. I saw that they wanted 100 million sales, 100 million players to play the game. I don't know if they can do it. I mean, in terms of like consumers, you know, air quotes consumers, because, you know, that's how these companies see us. They don't see us as like, you know, players or people that enjoy the game. We're consumers, like pigs to a trough or something. Well, the consumers, you know, they'll see like a little bit, they'll see like one trailer, and then they'll like go buy the game, you know. But then it kind of depends on like the longevity. I think like the hardcore fans, sort of like me, have just been burned in the past with everything, with especially with 2042, that I don't even know if they can manage to sell that many copies. You know what I mean? Especially with the market being super saturated with like everything else. Like, they have to beat like Warzone. I'm not sure how many people are playing Warzone still. They still have to beat Fortnite, which, you know, that's not even a battle royale anymore. They got their whole like creative mode thing going on. They got to beat Apex. I think that's one of the real competitions that they have, which, you know, they already are under EA and everything, so it's not that bad if they can't beat Apex. I guess CSGO, which, I mean, I'm not sure if people are actually like playing that, or if they're just, you know, farming loot boxes and skins or whatever. With the whole market going on, I don't know what's going on with that. There's also PUBG that they have to beat. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of other FPS to play. If they don't get this one right, like, I don't see this one like selling well, but it remains to be seen. At least from my opinion, my hopes aren't too high, but, you know, I'll hope for the best. It's sort of the same thing with Borderlands, because Borderlands 4 is about to come out like soonish. Let me Google that. When is Borderlands 4 coming out? it seems like they're, when it comes to Borderlands 4, I think the biggest issue was the story. I really like the gameplay of 3, but like whenever a character opened their mouth, it made me want to blow my brains out. And then, you know, going through other playthroughs was just like hell, because you would just, you know, you'd have to talk to Lilith before you do anything. It's coming out on the 12th, but yeah, I don't know, my expectations are low, but like I'm hoping for the best, that like, you know, the franchises that I like succeed and they adapt and they do different things, you know, while also keeping what made people, you know, that attracted people to the franchise in the first place. Like, it's okay if they have like a tactical sprint, but like you got to keep the core of the game the same, is basically what I'm saying, but we'll see. Okay, last article. This is just going to be a quick one, and then I'll actually get into dueling. How long have I been talking? I have no clue. How long have I been yapping? Oh, it hasn't even been an hour yet. But basically, quick one, Night Rain, another cool game that I've been playing. Came out with a new boss recently. What is the name of this fucking thing? Oh god, dude. Oh god. Give me a sec. Let me go to my library. The Sentient Pest, Noster. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with Night Rain. I've been grinding it out. I think the enhanced version of the bosses have been pretty interesting. I felt like the Gaping Jaw was like kinda hard. I forgot what the other one's called, but like the Centaur, the Holy Centaur, whatever, he was pretty easy, not gonna lie. I don't know. From my perspective, this newest boss, I've tried it like a few times. Like, it's been pretty hard for me. Like, it's been whooping my ass. But hopefully it's a lot easier for everyone else. In case you were curious, because every time you beat the bosses, you unlock a new relic that you can buy that's exclusive with the boss. This one's going to be basically an increased FP boss, so you can, like, you know, mostly for Revenant and Recluse, so you can cast more spells and incantations, increase your maximum FP, just like a flat bonus. And then there's, every time you open or rise, increase your maximum FP. And then the last one is regain FP after successive attacks. Okay, I did all that from memory, but just in case you're wondering, yeah, this boss is out. It's pretty hard. And yeah, let's get on to the game. Finally. Let's get into MasterDuel. So, amazing news for MasterDuel. Let me just make sure this is working the way it should. Nice. I don't know why it just keeps popping up in the middle of that freaking screen no matter what I do. He just loves to go over there. He just lives over there. Also, why is this game like completely muted? At least like the sound effects. Okay. Anyway, with MasterDuel, now that we're finally here, the main thing that I was supposed to be doing, Malicious came out. I am not gonna lie, I know like a little bit about this. Let's just get into it. Oh shit. Okay, I saw that. The deck, not the deck, the stream just died a little for a second there. Not surprised. But to basically give you guys an idea of what I'm doing before I start dueling, here's where I'm at. So I had, give me a second, I'm thinking. Actually, let me check on the health in the stream because it's kind of like going all over the place. Oh shit, that doesn't look good. Unstable all stream. Oh no, it looks okay. Let me listen. Okay. All right, just had to double check. It looks fine. But basically, I had about 6k gems, and this is what I was able to get. Unfortunately, I still need like 6 URs, but I'm not gonna complain about what I have. And then we'll also hop into the deck editor so you can see the royals and stuff that I got. But yeah, I only needed one of these. I think I actually got 2, and then I dusted 1. I already had one of these. I didn't pick that up. Don't really care about this. I don't really care about Tenny. I only cared about Malice. I don't really care about Arcana Force. I think this is what that is. No, it's a Battle Wasp. I don't care about Battle Wasp. Why did I say Arcana Force? I don't know where Arcana Force is. But yeah, I don't really care about Battle Wasp. I don't really care about Tenny. Don't really care about this thing. But I only cared about Malice. I think I need 3 of all the Malice cards except the Link. So I got one of these, so I'm good there. I think I need 2 more White Rabbits. I think I need 1 more Dormouse. I think I need 1 more March Hare. And then I think I need 2 more Undergrounds. But in terms of URs, actually not that bad. I'm missing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 URs with Malice. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna need like all of them. I know at least 2 of them I'm gonna need like 2 ofs. But yeah, can't complain. So let me just show you the royals I got real quick before I like lose my mind. Oh yeah, and it came with this pack, so I got this first. So there's new accessories as well. You get a nice background, you get card sleeves that interchange, a frame, and then icon, and then lastly normal sleeves. So I know all that's really cool. And then when you get all of this, you also get 10 packs. So I'm like, well, I'm going for the pack. One thing that's interesting, I think this is the first time they just did this for like a new archetype that just came out. You know what I mean? 10 billionth pack opening celebration. Like, what does that even mean? Would we open 10 billion packs? Like, what? Also, they have the stats, but like, I don't know. Anyway, it would have been like super weird if they like made this for like 10 pi or something. I think they're just making things up to give out free shit, which I'm not going to complain about. But in terms of my pulls, there's still like the rest of this event thing or whatever. And then there's also yeah, I think I'm going to go in 4K, more gems, and then hopefully that'll be enough to get all the cards that I need. But yeah, let me quit yapping. Let's get into the deck editor so you can see the absolute trash that I got. So in terms of royals, instead of getting any Malice card, I got fucking Ito Royal, which makes me want to blow my brains out. I love checking Yu-Gi-Oh meta and MasterDuel meta and seeing that this card is not played like at all in any deck. But all my luck went into getting one, so cool, very cool. I'm glad I got this useless card. And then I got a vessel for the dragon cycle royal, which would have been good, which would have been amazing if it were 2 years ago. Like, just fuck me, I guess. Literally just fuck me, I guess. And then next we have Moto Kaiser, which I love watching or looking through Yu-Gi-Oh! Meta and seeing that this was also fucking useless. God damn it. But yeah. And maybe I don't even know where this one came from, dude. It just I don't even know where this came from, but I got it. Just opened my account one day and was just like, oh, I guess I have a Royal Iron Knight, I guess. Love to see that it's not played in any deck at all. So, you know, I got 3 useless random Royals and then one Royal that would have been useful like 3 years ago. All par for the course. But 1 second, I'm actually gonna play the game now. I'm done yapping. Time to get in the game. Let me swap my God. I'm gonna have to recalibrate my stream deck. I'm gonna add new sound effects. And make sure my thing works. So now I can't change scenes on my stream deck anymore. Don't know why. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. All right, 1 sec. But yeah, that's what's going on my main account. So now I'm gonna do what I actually wanted to do, which is get refreshed since it's been a while on Salamangreat. I'm just gonna pick off where I left off, and then you know, still want to make the budget deck video. Okay, we're back. Actually, yeah, just click this. What does that say? Oh, that's fine. I haven't updated on this account yet. All right. With that being said, I also want to change my soundtrack to copyrighted music. So I'm gonna end the stream on YouTube. Which I mean is probably okay. I don't think anybody was watching there anyway. I don't think anyone's watching at all, which is fine. You know, it's like the middle of the day on a holiday. What the? Hold on. Let's see what this is first. I actually got an SR. Oh, how to trade cards. No, dude. How to trade cards. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. On this account, I'm now attempting to make Memento, the meme deck. But, yeah. Back to what I was saying. Ending the stream on YouTube. I don't think anybody's watching, but I'll just say it anyway. If you're watching on YouTube, just hop on over to the Twitch. And I guess you know what? I'm gonna pretend that somebody's watching. If you're watching on YouTube, hop over to the Twitch and just lurk there instead. I appreciate you.